Let's talk about a single day, January 10th, 2026. On this one day, two totally different battles for territory are reaching a boiling point. One is playing out in the digital world, the other on the frozen landscapes of the Arctic. It's a real tale of two worlds. So on one side, you've got this fight over code, right? A digital asset that's just teetering on a knife's edge, where fortunes can be made or, completely wiped out in microseconds. And at the exact same time, there's this conflict over sovereignty boiling over, a geopolitical standoff for actual physical land, measured in centuries of history and thousands of square miles. It's like the new world versus the old happening all at once. Okay, first, let's head to that digital battlefield. In the world of cryptocurrency, January 10th is a day of, well, extreme tension. Bitcoin is facing a huge moment of truth. Every single trader in the world is staring at a chart that looks just like this one, the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin. See, after a pretty strong rally, the price is pulled back, and now it's testing this absolutely crucial floor. The question on everyone's mind is simple. Is it going to hold or is it going to break? So this floor has a technical name, a key support zone. You can think of it as a defensive line where a ton of buyers are expected to jump in and start buying, pushing the price back up. But in this case, traders have given the $90,000 level a much more dramatic name. They're calling it the death zone. And that name really says it all. If this level fails, the consequences could be catastrophic for anyone betting on the price to go up. And the precision here is absolutely critical. We're not talking about a vague area. The line in the sand is a specific number, 89,600. Now, this isn't random. It's a point where multiple technical indicators all line up, making it the absolute last line of defense for the bulls. So with the battle lines so clearly drawn, traders aren't just sitting around watching, they're planning. And that means they're getting ready for two very different outcomes. This is the fundamental question, isn't it? Will the bulls, the buyers, successfully defend the line? Or will the bears, the sellers, just smash right through it? The entire short-term future of the market is literally hanging on this one moment. So here's the game plan. Traders are seeing about a 60% chance that the bulls are going to win this. In that scenario, the price dips down into that death zone, maybe tricks some sellers into thinking it's over, and then boom, it rockets back up towards $94,000. But there's still a pretty significant 40% chance of failure. If that support breaks for real, the selling pressure would just be immense, triggering a super fast plunge down towards the $84,000 range. It's a game of probabilities and, honestly, a whole lot of nerve. Okay, now let's hit pause on the world of microseconds and market charts. Let's turn to the world of maps, flags, and international diplomacy. Because on this very same day, a very different and much, much older kind of power play is reaching its climax. Nothing captures the intensity of this situation better than this direct quote from former President Donald Trump. There is zero ambiguity here. His administration has made its goal crystal clear. They want U.S. control over Greenland. So the justification for this incredibly bold move, it's all being framed as a matter of national security. The argument goes that if the U.S. doesn't act, rivals like Russia or China will get a strategic foothold in the Arctic right on America's doorstep. And the methods being talked about are just as stark. Either buy the territory, or if that doesn't work, take it. As you can probably imagine, this idea wasn't exactly met with a quiet shrug. No, it triggered a swift and unified wall of opposition from pretty much every direction. The response from Greenland itself, it was immediate and it was unequivocal. Their representative to the U.S., Jacob Isbosetson, just laid it out there. Greenland is not for sale. This isn't a negotiation over price, it's a fundamental statement about their sovereignty. And the pushback wasn't just coming from overseas. Back in Washington, high-profile figures from both parties were rejecting the idea. Here you have Senator Roger Wicker, the top Republican on the Senate Armed Services Committee, confirming that there is just no appetite from Greenland or Denmark to even talk about it. So you've got this powerful coalition that formed almost instantly. It includes the governments of both Greenland and Denmark, of course, but also Democratic leaders and even key Republicans and Trump allies like House Speaker Mike Johnson, who flat out dismissed the idea of using military action. It's a diplomatic and political dead end. So here we are, back on January 10th, 2026, with these two huge confrontations happening. One is all about digital value, the other is about physical land. So what does looking at them side by side really tell us about the nature of power today? Let's just break it down. The Bitcoin battle is decided by these impersonal market forces and algorithms, right? It's a short-term, probabilistic game of numbers. The Greenland conflict, on the other hand, is decided by human factors: political will, diplomacy, national identity. It's a long-term game of relationships. It really shows us that while these new forms of value are emerging, decentralized and super volatile, the old powers rooted in sovereignty and geography, well, they remain incredibly resilient. And this brings us to the final really big question. As we go deeper into the 21st century, where are the most important battles going to be fought? Will they be for these borderless digital territories that are governed by code? Or will they be for the physical land that has defined power and nations for all of human history? On this one day in 2026, it seems like both matter more than ever.